want to do a quick video about something that has really been bothering me for a little over a year now, and that would be First Lady Melania Trump. Not because I miss Michelle Obama, and not that I don't miss. I mean, Michelle Obama was great. That came out wrong. Michelle Obama was a really great First Lady. I know a lot of people make comments, especially the Republicans and Trump supporters now, call her ugly, call her, a man, and say that it was nice to bring beautiful women back to the White House. But she is a woman with a PhD. Not a PhD, law degree. She's smart. She's raising 2 daughters. She's stuck by her husband. You can tell they're really in love. So that's my spiel about Michelle Obama. But Melania Trump, I feel like, is in a really hard situation. Number one, I don't think she ever wanted to be First Lady. I think it's one of those jobs where you get by default, meaning you can't just have your husband be president and go, well, you're president, congratulations, I'm going to be over here raising our kids and coaching soccer and baking cookies and doing the PTA. That's not how, it works. Once your husband becomes president, you automatically get a job that you didn't even apply for. Imagine that. Imagine getting a job you knew you didn't want and you didn't apply for, and then someone called up and said, hey, you're hired. And First Lady is a thankless job. Your husband thanks you occasionally. You don't get paid for it, but you do a ton of work. You have to have a platform. You got to be here, do this, say this, stand here, don't do that. And a lot of First Ladies have no intention outside of Hillary Clinton of parlaying it into an actual political career. So it's just a job that you have to have. But Melania didn't want this job. I think she really wishes she could have just said, no, thank you. I prefer to stay home and be a mom to Barron. They were relatively, not unknown in New York, definitely not unknown, but they kind of had a good thing going in New York. Like, everybody knew who Donald Trump was, but it wasn't on the level where people are now having to, stalking them. They're getting written about every single tiny thing they do outside of Manhattan. Donald had a couple security guards. Now he has an entire Secret Service team that has to follow him and her. You go from living in New York where you're living in kind of a aquarium, basically, where you can kind of move around, you got some freedom, to now you're living in a fishbowl where everybody's looking at you and making decisions about your life and picking you up and moving you where they want. So that's number one. Number two, I do not think that Melania at this point enjoys being married to Donald. I feel like it's one of those marriages where when you were dating him, all the money, the fabulosity, all that seemed great. Even the first years of marriage, having Barron. And Barron is a very handsome kid. He's a very, very handsome kid. I know they make comments about him being autistic, and if he is, I wish she would have made that her platform, because my son has special needs, and I feel like there should be more people advocating for special needs Americans, especially special needs children, because they kind of get forgotten about. But, she chose not to do that, and she's doing bullying. But she, again, going back to what I was saying, she had Barron and it was great. So now, fast forward to, 13 years later, is this really the marriage that she wanted to be in? And I don't think it was. I think, she just really has no choice now. Now he's president. Are you going to divorce him? No. You have to stay married. And that has to be such a suffocating feeling, to have to stay married to somebody because of he's president of the United States. And I feel like Jackie O had the same feeling. All the, skirting around with women and Marilyn Monroe and all these chasing actresses and Hollywood starlets, and that had to be horrible for Jackie O. Who wants to have that as their husband? And, now with the Stormy Daniels story, and Melania kind of distanced herself after that, and rightfully so. And people have made comments on my YouTube channel saying, you don't know how she felt, it's lies, it's liberal stories. I'm like, I don't think it's liberal stories. I think this really happened. I feel like Donald Trump told her, and they had already dealt with it a while ago. So now that it's become on the national stage, it's a completely different feeling. It's one thing to have your husband say, I made a mistake, I took care of it, to now having the world find out about it. And now this lady's now come back out again. She's doing a talk show tour. That's embarrassing as a wife. It's humiliating. She's a woman. And I know she has a very cold exterior and a very kind of serious, look to her, but I feel like she's a regular woman. Nobody wants to have a hooker come out and say, I slept with your husband. That's real. Number 3, I feel like she just misses her old life. And I'm pretty sure if you could be a fly on the wall at nighttime when she's home by herself, she probably cries because she misses her old life. And that's a really sad thing. And I legitimately, I look at her, I hear people make comments about her, and I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her. It's just really, really sad that she's kind of just caught in the life that she didn't ask for. She didn't sign up for this. But I will, to her credit, she really is sticking this out because I think she does love America. I think she loves the American people. And I think she does want to really, her platform of wanting to stop bullying, I think she really does want to do that. And I think that is a good cause. But once again, her husband is sabotaging her own platform because he's coming out and he's bullying people online, calling people's names. And that's part of the platform of not bullying is not online bullying. And I feel like she really wants to do something great and support people and love people. She can't, especially with the platform with her husband kind of ruining it. So I feel bad for her. I respect her. I appreciate her. I wish she would do interviews. I wish we could hear her voice, like her real voice, not the coached PR Donald Trump team voice. I want to hear Melania really say the Stormy Daniels thing was handled previously, and it was hard for me and Donald, but we got through it. So now having it come back out again, it's really hard for me, it's hard for Barron, and it's hard for my stepchildren. And that to me is a real response. Like, I just wish I could hear her voice, and I mean that from every part of my being. I wish I could hear her voice, the real her. So Melania, I can't wait to have you speak out. I can't wait till you do interviews, to actually people hear you. And I don't support your bullying platform. I support non-bullying. I don't support your whole, that being your core goal. But I'm hoping that you can channel it and make it your own and really help some people. So those are my thoughts.